Hey, what's going on? It's Joey from the Hitting Performance Lab. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Nick? We're going to take a look at your deadlifting form here. Now, starting off slow is good, starting off a little light so we can work on our form. Now, let's take a look in just fast motion and see what he said. And like I said, I want you to have Kevin keep the camera on you in a full standing posture so he doesn't have to keep going up and down with you, so we can keep the camera a little bit more steady and we don't lose your head. Actually, you did pretty good. I don't know, maybe when I watched this last night, for some reason your head was getting cut off, but we seem to be doing okay here. Okay, so let's go back and look at one of these. Always the hardest part is getting the weight lifted. This is always the hardest part of the deadlift, is taking it from the ground and pushing the ground away. When you're in this position, that's a great cue to use, is pushing the ground away. Now, I didn't get a front view of this, and I don't know if we're creating torque with our knees. I talked about with our arm, our overhand grip arm, but I want you to make sure that you're screwing your feet in the ground the whole time. So once you start in that bottom position, I want you to feel like you're screwing your feet in the ground. You start from a standing position. So like when you started here, you should get in the habit of feel like you're screwing your feet in the ground, like you're turning them, you're externally rotating your feet, or turning your right foot clockwise and your left foot counterclockwise. And your feet shouldn't physically keep turning out, like you shouldn't see your toes start turning out, but you should dig into the ground and torque and create torque in your hip joint with your femur. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then as you push your hips back to go down, we should start to feel tension here on the hamstring and the butt. It's like a bow and arrow. We're trying to wind up that hamstring and that butt as you come down. Okay, I don't know what that was. So as you come down, good. You have good with the head and the spine. Looks really good. So obviously when we do this without weight, we're doing alright. And now when we add weight, which was 95 pounds here, okay, good how you slid the bar close to your shins. That should be an automatic response by your brain, because you're getting ready to lift some weight, and it knows that if it's too far out, it's not going to have much control. But as you start to lift, which will be at any moment here, and where is it? Okay, there we go. So as you start to lift, watch your head right there. So we get right away that head goes here, and then we got nice straight spine. Spine looks good. Erase that. But you can see that head really, you're losing force as you have that head cocked back, and you might be trying to pick yourself up in the mirror, which is pretty common. Okay, and then you kind of return back to straight at the top. Okay, not too bad. You're taking the chin to the chest here, so that's good. It's just at the bottom. As we go down, we descend. So at the top here, you should be squeezing your butt cheeks together as hard as you can. As you're coming up, that's what you're trying to do, is as you're pushing the ground away, you're squeezing those butt cheeks nice and tight to get to that standing position. Okay, and as you descend, it's just reverse order. So the head stays in line, which you're doing pretty good there. Okay, bars following your legs. Okay, the down position looks pretty good. Head looks good, spine looks good. Perfect, man. Good work, Nick. So right there, perfect. And that always usually is easier to go down than it is up, because you've already picked the weight up, you've already fought gravity, now you're just resisting gravity now. But the only fix that I can see is at the bottom, got to really keep those eyes down, the nose pointing almost at the ground, where you should be able to see your feet with your eyes, and not picking that head up right there in that position where you're kind of getting that head cocked back. The spine looks good. It's the head that's killing you at the bottom. Okay, up here we kind of push forward a little bit with the head, but not too bad. Alright, so keep doing your patterning, your deadlift patterning with the stick, and really work on that bottom position going up. Does that make sense? If you got any questions, brother, it looks good, but next time get me a picture from the front and from the side, and just make sure that you're screwing your feet in the ground like we talked about, making sure you're creating that torque, and pushing that butt back. You have a good deep butt back here. You should be feeling this in your hamstrings and your butt. We should never, after a deadlifting workout, have any lower back soreness. If you got any questions, brother, you know where to find me.